Welcome to Alive to Thrive OT. I'm Tracy Schnabel.
And I'm Lauren Lyman.
And we are two occupational therapists that notice a gap in the healthcare system, primarily nutrition and mental health. So we did all the research for you, but we have a quick disclaimer. The information we provide is for informational purposes only. Please consult with your direct medical provider for any specific medical concerns. We do not give any warranties or representations for any of the information on our YouTube or on our website. If you have an emergency, please call 911. And without further ado, we're going to be talking about the protective power of germs.
Okay, so germs get such a bad reputation, right? We think germs are gross, germs are bad, germs cause illness. Some germs are bad, some germs are gross, some germs cause illness, but not all germs. And germs are actually really, really important for us. So our bodies are 90% bacteria, and the other 10% is like our DNA. So really, we are more germs than we are ourselves. So we need germs to survive and to thrive in this world. So what types of bacteria exist in the world? Well, one is parasitic, the ones that we get the most attention. You're good for them. They're using you up, but they're really bad for you. So obviously that's a problem. We don't want those ones. One is commensal, where you're good for them, but they're not really good or bad for you. They're just kind of there doing their thing and they don't bother you. So no big deal. The third one is mutualistic, and we're focusing a little bit more on this, and I think we have in the last 10 years or so, but it still doesn't get enough emphasis. So a mutualistic germ or bacteria is you're good for them and they're good for you. It's a win-win situation. You need these germs, these bacteria. So where does that bacteria exist in your body? Well, you have bacteria in your gut. So actually, 70% of your immune system resides in the gut and is affected or strengthened or weakened based on the bacteria in your gut. 90% of serotonin is produced in your gut, not the brain. Only 5 to 10% is produced in the brain. So it's actually very, very important that you keep your gut happy with a good balance of bacteria. Otherwise, serotonin affects your sleep, your mood, your appetite, your ability to heal. Basically, I mean, it's like one of three, we call them neurotransmitters. When they're in the brain, they're a neurotransmitter. When they're in the gut, they're a hormone that affects your life in such an immense way. So we want to make sure we're supporting the production and the absorption of serotonin. So bacteria in the gut's really important. You also have bacteria in your mouth, your oral microbiome, and that oral flora actually seeds your gut flora. So when you're a baby, you're not really born with that gut flora. When a baby is born through the vaginal canal, on their way out, they swallow a bunch of bacteria from the vagina. So hopefully there's a lot of good bacteria in there and not so much the bad. And then through breastfeeding, they get more bacteria through the breast milk. So they've actually done studies on kids who are born via cesarean section versus vaginally. They have two completely different microbiomes because they never swallowed the vaginal bacteria. So, and that affects their immune system, that affects their health, that stays with them. So my son, who was a C-section, took him a little bit longer, and he had some food intolerances and used to get rashes and stuff all the time. And it took him a little longer to establish his immune system and his health because he didn't get that opportunity coming out of the vaginal canal. So nutritious food, as you proceed through life, it's important to eat nutritious food so you can have that good bacteria in your mouth and then goes down into your gut and you can have good bacteria there. Bacteria also live on your skin. Your skin has its own microbiome. And actually there's a Dove, I think it's a Dove commercial that talks about it, how their bar of soap will not wash away your microbiome. And I was like, oh my God, this made it into mainstream media. It was really exciting for me. Things that bacteria protects your body from foreign invaders. It what you put on your skin is absorbed into the bloodstream. So your microbiome is kind of there to help that a little bit, to help protect you so that everything isn't getting absorbed. Obviously, it still gets absorbed, but, bacteria fight each other even. So you want to make sure you have a good, healthy skin microbiome as well. And then, like I was saying earlier, bacteria live in your vagina if you're a woman. So it prevents infections. So yeast infections, candida overgrowth, any kind of other infection that you may get, that bacteria is there to help combat those things. And it establishes a baby's immune system, like I was saying, through the birth process. So what does all this mean? You need germs to help you be physically, emotionally, psychologically healthy. We need germs in our life. They have done studies on rats that were raised with no germ exposure, and they had no immune system because germs build up our immune system. So what's the problem? Why are people having chronic health issues? Why are germs not being... Why are good bacteria not present in the body? Why are bad bacteria taking over? Let's talk about all this. So one is antibiotics. I did see a statistic, it was a couple years ago, so I don't know if it's grown or lessened since then, but 1/3 of antibiotics are admittedly by the doctor unnecessary, but they're prescribed either just in case, or some doctors even said, especially for moms bringing their kids in or dads bringing their kids in, they prescribe them to appease the patient. That to me is really scary, that we're prescribing antibiotics to just shut them up and make them feel better about the fact that, you did something, even though maybe it needed to run its course and antibiotics either wouldn't help or, wouldn't be effective or whatever. So, everything has its consequence. Antibiotics kill not only the bad bacteria, but they kill all the bacteria. So they kind of reset your microbiome. So really, you don't want to take them unless you really have to. So you want to make sure you're going to a provider who's not going to give them to you unless you absolutely need them. So after one round of antibiotics, it takes your gut 2 years to reestablish your gut flora, your gut microbiome. So it's not without risk, I mean, yes, if you have a horrible infection and you need antibiotics, please, take them. You don't want to die or get a limb chopped off or whatever. But if it's not, you need to be able to gauge and trust your doctor and talk to your doctor about the risk-benefit analysis and all of that, and trying other methods first or whatever. It's important that you establish this healthy relationship with your doctor where you feel confident in the decision that they're making and you feel confident in the decision that you're making for your body, because this is not just 10 days of antibiotics, 10 days of a little bit of diarrhea or constipation or whatever it's causing you. It's 2 years of changes in your body, and the bacteria affects your health. But talk to your doctor, about all this stuff, and make sure you're seeing a provider that's exploring all options. So the other issue is you can get stuck in a cycle, because if you have an infection or something, you go on antibiotics, and then for 2 years you're trying to reestablish your gut flora, your immune system is compromised, so then you get sick again, and then you go on another antibiotic, and then it just starts this downward spiral of I'm sick all the time. How do I get better? Why am I always sick? So people who are on antibiotics every year, who are sick all the time, you may be stuck in this cycle, and you need to do something to break this cycle. People. So talk to your medical provider. If they're not willing to discuss it, talk to someone else. My husband was seeing an ENT who prescribed him I think it was 3 or 4 rounds of antibiotics in 1 year for sinus infections. And I'm like, no, what's causing these sinus infections? We need to fix that, because managing these symptoms, all it's doing is weakening your immune system. This is not okay. So we found a provider that is addressing the underlying causes. We're working on that. He's getting osteopathic care. He's getting, his body's getting manipulated, and he's doing better. So, it may be about switching your provider. It may be about changing up your lifestyle, which 9 times out of 10 it is. Yeah. So if you need a little bit of guidance and okay, I'm stuck in this cycle, what do I do? How do I get out? Feel free to reach out to me. I'm a holistic health and wellness coach. I can also, give you a free 30-minute consultation, and it may result in me setting up an appointment with you, or it may result in me saying, hey, I think you should reach out to this provider. I'm okay with saying, hey, this isn't my area. I don't know. I'm going to send you to someone who does know. So we want to make sure we're getting you on the path to health and not getting you stuck in this vicious cycle. So the other issue is antibacterial soaps and hand sanitizers. Yeah. We overuse these things. So if you are in an emergency situation and you need to use it, fine. But we should not be dousing ourselves in antibacterial stuff every single day, because that means you're washing away your microbiome every single day. We don't want to do that. We need that microbiome on our skin. So don't wash them away. Don't wash it away from you. We need that. So foster the healthy bacteria. If you have enough good bacteria, it should be able to combat the bad bacteria. Again, with a hand sanitizer, you're not only killing the bad, but you're killing the good. You're killing everything. You're wiping the slate clean, which, as we've seen in those rats, is pretty dangerous for your immune system.
Lauren, what about just using regular soaps?
Yeah, regular soap.
That's okay, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rather than, I think a lot of us are using hand sanitizer instead of washing our hands. So especially now. So if you have to wash your hands, use just regular soap instead of the antibacterial.
I mean, I'll wash my hands, like after I use the bathroom, because then, my germs are, I don't want to be spreading my germs. Not necessarily, see, that's not even it. Germs. That's my intestinal bacteria, and that would cause somebody food poisoning. So yes, I wash my hands after I go to the bathroom. If they're dirty, I wash them. But I am not the type of person who's like, oh, gotta wash my hands before I eat this carrot. Like, I don't want to get rid of my skin microbiome. I think it's a really important part of me. So I'm, knock on wood, I guess, I'm never sick. I don't get sick that often. I may get a cold in the winter, but other than that, I'm relatively healthy because I'm fostering that good bacteria, and I'm not building up bad bacteria, and I'm not doing things that clean the slate. So excessively washing your hands with antibacterial soaps is not good for your microbiota. So how do we fix it? I mean, it's like, okay, so I'm not supposed to wash my hands. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do that. What do I do to be healthy? How do we fix these, the overprescription? How do we fix these problems? One is you want to support healthy bacteria growth. So there's bacteria on everything, but you want to be consuming products that have the good bacteria. Raw fruits and vegetables are great for this. They provide your gut with a lot of good bacteria. You want to eat a variety of fruits and vegetables every single day. So yes, it's important that you get 7 to 13 servings. What's more important is that you're eating the rainbow, because with a variety of produce comes a variety of health benefits and a variety of bacteria. And the more that you provide your gut with, the more diversity you provide your gut of good bacteria, the less likely it is that the weeds, the bad bacteria, are going to take over. So if you establish a healthy ecosystem, there will be no room for weeds. If you do not establish a healthy immune system, if you do not establish a healthy ecosystem, your body's going to be like, hey, we got to put something here. You didn't give me anything to work with. So then the bad bacteria starts taking over, and then you may get things like infections, and you may turn to antibiotics, and it causes this cycle. So eat a nutritious diet. Number 2, avoid unhealthy bacteria growth. So I kind of just said that. So avoiding processed food, refined sugars. Bacteria thrive on refined sugars. It loves it. So try to avoid as much as possible. Avoid environmental toxins, pollutants, pesticides, different things that you're ingesting that could be harmful, different things you're breathing that could be harmful. And like I said, grow the healthy bacteria, because we want to have an ecosystem, just like the earth. We are an extension of the earth. So I use this example in another video. In my front yard, my tree died. The community came and took it down, and they planted some grass seed, which I admittedly did not take care of, so it didn't take off. But because I didn't put that effort in to help the grass seed, the good stuff, grow, it's all a bunch of weeds now, because weeds are better than nothing. That's how Mother Nature works. It's better to have the weeds than no ecosystem at all. So it's the body's desperate attempt to try to establish some sort of ecosystem. So give it the good stuff so the bad stuff doesn't take over, and that's really going to help you. And number 3, do not freak out over germs. okay? So if you have enough good bacteria to fight the bad bacteria, great. If you are not supporting the good bacteria, then yeah, you probably need to freak out about germs a little bit more, or bad bacteria. But again, wiping the slate clean is not a solution. The solution is taking control of your health, making important decisions about what you put into your body and what you avoid so that you can foster a healthy ecosystem. So that is my spiel about germs. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. If you need help with some of these establishing, the good bacteria, feel free to email us. I'm happy to be your holistic health and wellness coach or refer you to someone that can help you. We also offer a whole food nutritional product, which has been amazing for me and has kept illness away for me. So it's been great. We can give you more information on that too. So let us know. Please like our video, subscribe to our channel, sign up for alerts, share this video, please, with other people. Spread the word that germs are not the end-all be-all to your health. And again, email us at alive2thriveot@gmail.com if you have any questions or concerns.
And as usual, we are wishing you physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Thank you for being here with us, and we will see you next time. Bye.